So I had the opportunity the other night to watch the Tinder Swindler. Yep, a lot of the hype, a lot of the craze going around because I wanted to get my take on it. I want to get kind of like my version of it to be able to see what's actually going on behind the scenes of the Tinder Swindler. Okay, so a lot of people look at it and they're like, wow, this person's really toxic. Wow, this person's really narcissistic. And what's crazy is like when you watch it, you get a very, very, very good idea about future faking. You have lots of lies, you have lots of manipulation, but like the future faking is what ties people on. The future faking keeps these people going more and more. All right, if you haven't watched the Tinder Swindler, one, go watch it. It's a good documentary just showing and bringing awareness to the people out there that are doing Ponzi schemes, that are ripping people off, that are stealing people's money, and that they don't care. Okay, so this guy is coming in and he is getting together with people. He's getting together with women in romantic relationships, typically, not always, but getting together with people in romantic relationships and ends up taking them for their money, swindling them from the money that they have. So a lot of times people look at these type of shows and they look at these type of realities and they're like, whoa, like how could someone ever do that? Well, when you start breaking it down, it's actually pretty simple how they do it. The movie does an excellent job of explaining it, of how they do it, but you come in and you build a baseline with your subject. You come in and you build a baseline with the mark. And that baseline, in business might be like rapport. But that baseline in this type of environment is building the other person to feel love and to feel a connection. And that's what he does. He comes in, he loves bombs of people, he shows them how much money he has, he shows them what type of a person he is, the lifestyle he lives. It's very attractive, it's very awesome. And then he builds that connection. I love you. I love you too. I can't stop thinking about you. I miss you. All this stuff that slowly draws them in. It makes them feel like, whoa, I'm really connected to this person. It goes really fast. Like one of the first people that talks is the first date. First date, he grabs her up, they fly somewhere to coffee. Like just giant things, extravagant shows of love and affection. Might not be phrased that at the beginning, but like that's the idea of love bombing. So he's coming in and he's love bombing these people so that they fall in love with them, so they build a connection, so they feel that chemistry, that vibe. And then he starts throwing in a twist of, hey, we're really connected. I want to have a future together, but this is happening right now and I have to deal with this. There's people that are, trying to kill me. There's people that are trying to get me because of my business. So I had to shut off all my social media. I had to shut off all my credit cards, all this type of stuff. Like, I need your help. Can you loan me money? And the thing is, like, he's already built this extravagant lifestyle to show them, hey, I'm good for it. I'm good for it because I just flew you all the way across the country. But I'm good for the money. So just go ahead and loan me because of all these reasons. And he builds a solid case. He builds like this concept of, hey, we're in love, we're connected, we're going to have a future together. But this is happening right now and I got to figure this out. I got to get through it. So because of this, can you help me out? And as a result, you have people taking out loans and credit cards for $25,000, $30,000 to be able to help these people. Now, some of you might be watching the documentary and you're like, this can't be real. Okay, one, it is real. And then two, a lot of times people are like, how could that even happen? I guarantee you watching this video, even right now, there's more people that have been swindled out of their money than they want to admit. I've talked to several different people. In the short time that I've done coaching, I've talked to many people that have gotten swindled out of their money. We're not just talking $100. We're talking thousands of dollars. We're talking $5,000. We're talking $20,000. We're talking $70,000. We're talking $123,000 that one person has swindled from the other person. Like the Tinder Swindler, I'm glad it's out there. It's awesome. But that is just the same in all these other examples of people that got hooked and kept giving more. And the reason why they kept giving more is the concept and the idea of future faking, which is based on hope in another person and is not based on reality. So you see that in the documentary. You see that as he says, like, oh, like, I love you, like, we're going to be together. I just need this to make it work. I just need this to happen one more time. I just need this to solidify my safety. And he starts to bring in the things that are going to elevate those emotional responses. They're going to elevate that empathy and that sympathy from other people. I just got attacked. Oh, I almost got stabbed. My bodyguard, here's a picture of my bodyguard with a bump on his head, and he's got blood all over him too, to make his story. The crazy thing is when you see it in the documentary, you see like he's not just doing this to one person, he's doing this to multiple people, and he's using the same story, the same tactic. Like they go back through and they look at the phone records and they see like, whoa, like he sent everybody the same exact picture, the same exact thing, but it happened at different times. It happened at different times because that's how it played out every single time. Part of the process, part of the plan to be able to swindle people out of their money to continue living his lifestyle. So as a result, he has one person pay for what he's doing right now. He has that person pay for what he's going to do next. That person pay for what they're going to do next. And it keeps going on this Ponzi scheme where it's constantly going around and around and he's not paying for anything, but he's just taking the money of everybody else. It's real. And it's crazy what's out there. It's a classic example. It's a very, very good example of future faking, breadcrumbing, leading people on. Future faking of saying like, hey, we're going to be together. I want a life with you. I want a family with you. Like after our time together, I just know that you're the one. You're the person that I want to be with. I'm so excited to live with you forever, etc., etc., etc. And then nothing ever happens. Nothing ever transpires. And there's no work towards that goal. He's asking another one of his people to go out and to look at apartments. And she's looking at apartments. He says, here's the budget. Like, let's go ahead and get one. All the time she's using her money or she's using money that she got from him from someone else. And it continues to go and continues to go and continues to go. And at the end of it, he walks away with 5 months of jail time and that's it. And he's still free. Because nothing that he did was linked back to him. Yeah, there's the pictures. Yeah, there's the text. But it wasn't his name on the credit cards. It wasn't his name on the loans. And even though there's investigations and things going on, those people are the ones that are still strapped for that money. They're still strapped to have to pay all that back because he used someone else. Let me tell you this right now. The narcissist, the toxic person in your life is all about using you, using someone else to get what they want. This person is just playing it out on the big screen. They're playing it out for everyone in the world to see that watches Netflix or that reads that article. But it happens every single day. It might be at home behind closed doors where people don't see it. It might be in the bed sexually abusing and coercing. It might be in the workplace holding something over someone's head to make sure they get the desired result that they want. But that abuse happens every single day in millions of homes across the world. And people don't bring enough awareness about it. That's what my goal is on this platform, to bring hope, bring awareness about what's going on. Bring hope for the abused that they can get out of those situations and they can find healing, growth, and change. Because it is possible. Please be careful in any type of relationship. That's why you have to work on yourself and you have to set clear boundaries so you don't go down that road. So you don't lose yourself to someone else. So you don't become a shell of a person because someone is constantly just taking out of you. Money, emotion, spiritually, sexually, physically, anything like that. They'll take it, they'll abuse it, and they'll use it for their own gain. If that's been you, if you're one of these people that has been hurt by a narcissist, by a toxic person, hurt, abused, tortured, whatever it might be, please seek help because you can get free. You can get free of your current situation that's abusive. You can get free to find healing and growth. If there's somewhere where you want to talk one-on-one, I would love to talk to you, or I can direct you to certain people if your situation's a little bit different. But I talk to people that have come out of narcissistic abusive relationships every single day, trying to help them understand how they can break free of that trauma bond. How we can work through the feelings that they're going through, the emotions that's setting them all over the place. We can find out what the fable is, what the thought going through their mind that they're believing about the relationship, and then we can bring it up to the facts and we can compare it of, hey, these are the facts of the situation. We can break it down and we can show them, hey, this is actual reality. And as we work with those triggers, one step at a time, we start breaking it down so that they can find healing, change, and growth in their lives on a day-to-day basis. And people are getting free from that. If you're watching this now, we've got a couple workshops coming up. We've got a workshop coming up, a trauma bond workshop. You can get that on my website. And that's something where a couple people are coming together in like a group to be able to talk through trauma bond, how to get through it, how to break it. We've also got an awesome webinar coming up here on April 6th, and that'll be on my website as well, or on like my Beacons link. Feel free to check that out because that is also a great tool and a great resource. Actually, I'll just put it down below so you can click it down there as well. So it's a webinar. There's typically like hundreds of people that come and see it. I'm going to be on it this time, which is really cool. Mental Healness, Lee Hammock, and a couple other people are going to be on it as well as panelists. Would love to have you join to be able to talk about narcissistic abuse and how to see it and how to avoid it. Anyways, if you don't subscribe by now, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or listen on the podcast, either on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Thanks for watching.